Hey guys, it's Jasmin, and that was Puppy. And in today's video, we are continuing on about the subject of shedding. And I'm going to share with you my top tips and hacks and my absolute favorite way to remove fur off of furniture. Yes, furniture and things like sofas and couches and cushioned chairs specifically, because I'm actually going to do a different video about what I do for floors and carpets as well as clothing. If you did happen to miss last week's video, we spoke about all things shedding, including fun facts and the different factors that can influence how much your cat sheds, as well as when to be concerned about it, when it might be signs of some kind of medical issue. And in the video that kind of kicked things off in this subject from a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you my trick on how I trained Alfred, who is my cat who does not like being brushed at all, but who happens to be the cat who needs it. That video showed you what I figured out in order to not only get him to tolerate it, but to actually kind of seem to, using the word enjoy is really a long shot, but he definitely seems to be growing into the acceptance of being brushed. But I'll make sure to link both of those videos in the description below. And by the way, if you do happen to be new here, welcome. My name is Jasmin, and I have two cats, Puppy and Alfred, who, despite looking incredibly similar, are of absolutely no relation whatsoever. We put out videos here every cat or day, as well as sprinkled in throughout the week. Especially recently, there's actually a new impromptu series called Kitties in Quarantine, where you get to see the fun and exciting and probably predictable at this point things that Puppy and Alfred do while on lockdown. But typically you'll find content about kitty care tips and things like today's video, as well as feline nutrition, especially a whole lot on the raw cat food diet. And of course, second to being a cat slave or servant as I am, I also happen to be a specialist and author and coach and trainer in human health and holistic fitness things. So you can find videos on stress management tips and workouts and recipes and nutrition and honestly just whatever else I feel like posting. So if any or all of that sounds like it's up your alley, then please join us as part of the Cat Lady Fitness family by clicking on that subscribe button down here on YouTube, as well as a little bell icon that's right next to it, so that you can be sure you get notified whenever new videos go up. And if you happen to be watching this on Facebook, then follow our page, Cat Lady Fitness, because I do put up pictures and videos there almost every day. By the way, how appropriate is this shirt? Every day is Catter Day. Thank you to the human who happened to gift this to me, because, clearly it saved me a lot of time in figuring out what I was going to wear for today's video. So let's get into these fur removal hacks for furniture and sofas and any kind of soft, padded, comfy surface that your cats may decide to claim as their own. Alfred, being the shed-happy cat that he is, has also happened to claim a very comfortable and bougie sofa chair that's out on the catio. Now, typically I keep this sofa chair covered with a just regular old white towel. But for the sake of showing you how these different techniques work in removing hair, I decided to take the towel off for, I think it was about 4 days, maybe 4 or 5 days, so that we could accumulate an accurate and plentiful bounty of Alfred's coveted furry hairs. Keep in mind, this is even though I brush him at least once a day utilizing that little trick from the video a couple of weeks ago. Because if this does not give you an idea of how important it is to maintain the brushings of your cats, as well as a regular routine in cleaning your house, especially in the springtime when the weather is heating up and it's the shedding season, basically, then I don't know what else to tell you. Speaking of the towel that I usually have covering his chair, that brings me to tip number 1. Do your best to cover the areas that your cats lay on with either a towel, which is what I use when the aesthetics don't really matter so much, or like you can see here on my couch, I have it nearly completely covered with blankets. Notice that little burrito blanket right there. That's one of Alfred's favorite little cuddle spots. In addition to acting like a protective barrier, it's also very, very easy to clean up, and that includes the hair that might fall onto it. What I do is every week I do kind of a deeper clean of the house, especially in the summer, and I just take the towels out and the blankets out and shake them outside in order to get all of the hair off, unless I just decide to completely wash them in the washer and dryer. And I like to use white towels because it's easier to see when they need to be washed. Even though I can't really see Puppy and Alfred's hair color on white towels, obviously, it's safe to assume that they are covered in their fur. And by the way, I also will do a sanitizing step on things like the blankets and cushions and some pillows, but I'll be talking about sanitation things in a separate video as well. So yeah, tip number 1 in order to make fur cleanup much easier is to cover whatever surface with a blanket or a towel, and that way you can remove it easily in order to shake it off and wash it. Plus, protect whatever piece of furniture is underneath it. Okay, so back to Alfred's hair-covered model sofa chair. I'm going to take you through each of the techniques that you can use to remove fur from furniture. We're going to start things off with my absolute favorite one. I'm not even going to keep you guys in suspense, but that is to use a regular old rubber glove. I mean, just showing you here, there's really nothing to it because I actually looked up a couple of things since then, and people are saying it has to be damp and all this stuff, which, let's be honest, that's not even a big deal either. But it really doesn't, just a dry rubber glove. And this works so well on any type of cloth material or carpeted surface. But yeah, I'm just putting moderate pressure, doing little strokes, and you can see all of the hair that comes up with barely any effort. And I especially like using gloves because the fingertips can get into the little crevices. And yes, I know I could have taken the cushion off and done it in its totality, but this is basically just to show you guys how effective that it is. This is my absolute favorite way to remove fur off of furniture, off of some blankets. This works great on the couple of times where I didn't have those blankets covering my micro suede sofa. You can even use this on carpets. And this is the trainer in me talking, but you can even make kind of a workout out of it in like a wax on, wax off way, except not really. It's just kind of scooting the fur off of your carpet. But if you're looking to work your arms and your back a little bit, I mean, have at it. The second thing, which is what I used to use, and I'll actually be mentioning more in my how to clean fur off floors video, but I used to use it on furniture. It works okay. It's not as good as this rubber glove. I'm telling you, the rubber glove is just like master of fur removal. But that is a damp microfiber washcloth or some kind of rag. You can even use a regular towel one, to be honest, as long as it's a little bit damp. And same thing, you just rub it in the same direction as the grain of the material that you're wiping off. If you don't have rubber gloves and this is all you have and somebody's coming over and you just want to do the best cleaning job as possible, you can absolutely use something like this and it'll get a fair amount of hair off. It definitely has to be a little bit damp though, as that's what's going to help the hair cling to it as you're wiping it down. The next thing I want to mention to you, I would say, is probably my favorite handheld thing, second to the rubber glove, if not parallel to it. And that is this specialty pet hair removal thing. I love this thing and was very, very impressed with how well it works out, not only for pet hair, but also for lint. It is excellent to use on furniture, like sofa chairs, like couches. Although I will say, I don't like using it for clothing, and I'll mention that in the clothing video as well as better options. I don't think this thing works well for clothing at all. But as you can see on pieces of furniture like this, it really does get the hair off. And not only that, it doesn't require any kind of refills. It's not like one of those rolling tape pet hair removal things that you have to keep buying the cylinder of sticky stuff to put on it. With this thing, again, you just want to make sure you're going in the same direction as the cloth or material when it comes to the grain of it, but you want to feel that friction. So you want to make sure that you're using the side of the paddle that gives you friction as you're brushing. This thing is awesome because you actually empty it out into its casing and you just empty it out by putting it in, pulling it out. I like to do it a couple of times just to make sure all of the hair gets in there. And then to actually clean the thing out, you just open the bottom and pull out all of the hair that it cleaned off of whatever surface you were using it on. I was so ambitious in buying this a couple of years ago when I did that I actually got two. So I've had a spare one, and I realized this would be a perfect opportunity for a little giveaway to you guys since you are so awesome. So if you want to win one of these things, which I am not associated with them at all, like I said, I just happen to have a spare one, and why not help another feline fur baby's parent out? So if you've made it this far in the video so far and want to win this cool little doohickey that is super efficient in removing hair from furniture, then all you have to do is like this video both on YouTube and also on the Facebook page, and make sure to comment below here on YouTube and also on the Facebook post. And if in your Facebook comment you also want to add a picture of your feline fur baby, since you can actually do that there, then that would be awesome. Just let me know that you could really use this thing, and I will choose one winner before the weekend is over who will get this fun little gift. So in addition to those three things, if you have a pretty good vacuum cleaner, that's always an option. Mine actually has one of these special pet hair attachments that you can attach to the hose of it. I'll be honest, I rarely use it. It's okay, but the glove is just magic. Honestly, I just simply use the narrow-ended attachment for my vacuum if there's not too much hair and I'm doing a quick cleanup, and that does a pretty good job as well. But again, if I really want to get all of those little hairs scraped off, you can see even when I go in with the glove after doing all of these other techniques, I still get the remnants of little bits of hair and dust and dander. It's just so satisfying, and it makes my Virgo sun heart very, very happy. It's super inexpensive. I'm pretty sure, I would hope, most households have at least one pair of rubber gloves up in there. And this guy really is a close second because it does have that bonus of being cleaned out right away, whereas, I mean, big step with the rubber gloves, you just kind of have to pick it off and throw it in the trash yourself, or use the vacuum at that point to vacuum up all of the lumps of hair from after using the rubber glove. I'll do that sometimes. But the good old rubber glove that you can go pick up at Dollar Tree or something is hands down my winner when it comes to removing fur off of soft material furniture. And again, I'll be sharing my next step in cleaning, which has to do with sanitation of these types of areas, in a video coming up. So if you are not a member of the Cat Lady Fitness family and you want to get notified when that video comes up, make sure that you subscribe or like our page on Facebook. If you liked this video and found it helpful or interesting, then please make sure to click that thumbs up below, because that really helps this channel out, and it also helps me know the content that you like to see, and make sure to share it with anybody else who you think may benefit from this video. And of course, I must let you know who got this week's Meowed Out of the Week, and this week it goes to two people again. So to Mike Lewis and Caro Inez, I think I'm saying that right. Thank you both so much for commenting on last week's video, which was all about shedding. I appreciate you and your engagement and your support of this channel. And for anybody else who would potentially like to be next week's Meowed Out of the Week, all you have to do is like this video and comment below letting me know your favorite part about it. And by the way, I did hear you guys and read your comments about wanting to prioritize Alfred's DNA results video and comparing them with puppies. So I'm working on having that one out very soon. Stay tuned for that, as well as the remaining videos having to do with this shedding subject. Of course, if there's anything else you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments below, and I will certainly add them to the ongoing list of videos that are coming for you guys. All right, as always, thank you so very much for watching. Puppy and Alfred will be seeing you in another Kitties in Quarantine video probably tomorrow, but I will see you in next week's video. Bye.